Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we go. Sorry. My system made its mind to change to something else. So pronounce your name for me so I don't insult you. So,
It's okay. It's Mauro, but I think it's a lot easier, Maurice.
okay. Motto I can do. I can do that. So, are you familiar with what SCORE can do for you?
Yes, I've been actually taking courses and connecting with advisors. So I just recently went through a pitch prep uh, program for the San Diego Angel Conference, which unfortunately I wasn't able to attend. But my goal right now is trying to connect with investors to find get the necessary funding or credibility to launch my prototype delivery app and also start working on version 2.0.
Okay. I looked at your website and your product. Can you explain it to me a little better?
Yes, give me 1 second. I'm going to ask for the volume down because I can't hear you. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, they're going to turn down the volume right now.
Okay.
So, so what I do, my company is called Faster Drivers Delivery Service. And what we do is we provide delivery networking services to restaurants, customers, and drivers that is fast, fair, and affordable. What we do is we charge this at 365 annually for restaurants and $100 a month, while charging customers a $5 delivery fee. But what makes us unique is our flexible. That fee can be flexible and split with up to 10 customers, allowing them to pay as little as 50 cents and paying full price for product and being generous with our drivers. Because once they do that, our platform is designed to reward them for their actions in paying full price for the product and being generous for the driver. And
That sounds good.
our goal
Yeah.
is to create an ecosystem that benefits the restaurant, the customer, and the driver. Now, we are planning on utilizing predictive AI and machine learning to look at people's purchasing patterns and tendencies so we can predict and even suggest purchases, which allows us to create efficient routing for our drivers, enabling them to earn $30 an hour or more when they're on our platform. Right now, our sum is San Diego, um, and our goal is to try to reach 8,000 restaurants and about 40,000 drivers. And if we're able to do this, we will be able to generate um, $2.9 million about. And our cost to do this is computing engineering, computing power, legal, and marketing expenses, totaling about $250,000 annually.
Oh, so then are you going to build it so that somebody buys it from you, or are you going to build it to grow it?
I'm going to build it to grow. So we have a prototype, a working prototype already.
Okay.
And what we're looking to do is deploy it to people to get people an idea how it works on the individual level, and then once they learn how it works, we can deploy the secondary features, and from then eventually expand towards Orange County, inland. LA, and after that beyond.
Now, do you end up with um, neighborhoods, lack of a better word, like Point Loma or Mission Hills or Hillcrest or Del Mar or La Jolla, or are you pretty open within that? Because, for example, I live in the south side of Escondido, but if I want something from El Indio Mexican food, that's not a drive that somebody would make for $5.
No, 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 no. So, but we have a unique system that allows customers to basically become the discount. So, for
Ah,
example,
okay.
so I like to, we're coming up with a new term, but it's basically a mixture of carpooling and happy hour, but it's not fixed, it's flexible. For example, you probably have a routine, you have certain habits, and using the app, we're going to be able to see that. Likewise, other users are going to be, we're going to be able to see that, and we're going to start to suggest pairings. So, like you said right now, you want something from a restaurant, a notification is going to go off, whether because you invited people to join your group or people who already have the app and be like, Robert's placing an order for this Mexican restaurant. Join right now and split the delivery fee. So as soon as somebody jumps on along that route, along that time, you, the customer, is paying less for the delivery fee, all the way up to 50 cents. But this is where education is going to be very important because we got to tell the customer, hey, pay full price for the food, which is going to be possible because we only charge restaurants $1 per day. They have no reason whatsoever to upcharge their costs because we're not eating into them. But what we're gonna say is like, hey, tip the driver generously because when you do, we're gonna take some of our money, customer acquisition costs and retention, and give that money to you. And that money you can use it to purchase to pay for products or services within our platform. So the goal here really is to change people's behavior through rewards and incentives, and then letting them see the end result of their activity. Because within our ecosystem, what we're doing is really letting that $5 delivery fee move within the system. We don't touch it. We already charge our costs, the restaurant and the driver membership, and our goal to grow and to take market share from DoorDash, Uber Eats, RevUp is to give the more as to put as much money back into our users' pockets. And if we're able to do this, DoorDash cannot. First, they can't do what we're doing. One, it's because they already built their model. But second, they're barely surviving. They barely turned a profit this year. But utilizing 40% of their revenue for customer acquisition cost and retention is unsustainable for them. And us, um, it's taken me a while. Uh, I've bootstrapped all this by myself in 4 years' time, and I've been able to raise about $310,000 with friends and family. So, and the situation has only gotten better. The opportunity has gotten better for us, um, simply because DoorDash, their mentality was set on pandemic demand, but everybody is out and about, and if there's no creative way of diminishing the cost for the users, delivery will always will stay as a luxury, and we don't want to do that. We want to
Right.
make it an integral part of your everyday living, where you get up in the mornings and we have suggestions for you because you're going to be able to save money. You're going to be able to help a restaurant continue staying in business and help create a better paying jobs for drivers. I used to say, and they told me not to do this, but on average, I was doing about $60 to $90 an hour. Right now, on our platform, we're going to start them off at 30, but our goal is to amplify their earning potential.
Yeah, I lost you for a second.
Yes. Yeah, I know the internet's really bad around here.
Yeah, you froze for a minute. So hear me?
Yeah. Where did I
Okay.
lose you at?
Yeah, no. Yeah, you froze for a minute, so I missed a little bit, but not a lot. So, uh, and your money you've put in so far has been basically friends and family, correct? What are you looking for the next round?
This is where it's really tricky because I don't need a lot, but that doesn't incentivize the investor. Uh, and I could definitely use $250,000, uh, but we're a small team, and the investors right now that I'm barely going to start meeting because again I missed the San Diego Angel Conference. Uh, I need to find the ones that can see my vision, but they can also understand the the concept and the scale. Because although I'm small and I haven't even launched outside of my neighborhood, my end goal is international.
Understand? Have you tried or looked into some SBA finance or some microloan financing?
Yes, but we don't qualify for that. I mean, I would qualify with more people, especially the same people who gave me cash, but they're not risk takers. We're not. We don't have that type of. Not that we don't have it, but we they don't want to do anything to learn about it. It's very hard for.
Understand that?
Yeah. So they're what they're afraid of is the knowledge, and they refuse to do anything to educate themselves. It's much easier for them to basically shut me up and give me a couple hundred, but it's got to a point that I don't need. If I'm gonna get cash, I don't need hundreds, 200s, or a couple thousand here and there. I need a good chunk.
No, you need kind of some funding to affect at each level. If you're going to basically put the product out at this point and at the same time work on 2.0 or the next level, you almost need two levels of funding.
Exactly.
One is the operation of the business, and the other that's really almost separate, which is really having the team work on what 2.0 will do in bringing it out.
Yep.
Have you thought of trying to get on Shark Tank or one of those?
No, I don't want to do that because I'm gonna lose too much. So I already have an idea of my LLC. I have a cap table of 10 million shares. I need to retain 40% for CAC, and Shark Tank's
Right.
gonna
They
they're not
take
gonna
too
do
much.
anything for me.
Right. It's a good product, and I think it's really getting into some of the capital groups here in San Diego. I'll look up and find you a couple of organizations to try to tie into their events, which would be something that'll help. Because I think it's a good idea. And it's a matter of being able to basically put it out there in a, I don't know, even if you only started in a Mission Hills or La Jolla or somewhere like that, you would end up with a lot more people that would participate. I'm a country guy. I live out in Escondido,
Yeah.
and I don't eat at any of the restaurants that are close to here.
Yep.
So it doesn't. It's that differential. So
But the beauty about this is
it's
that
really finding the
we
marketplace.
are working with food right now. That was where I started because I my experience comes from working with DoorDash. But we are planning, especially I saw this when I was working independently. My goal is to expand to other offerings. For example, groceries is great for us because again, since it's not on demand, we can schedule and we can make routing and allowing the DoorDash did this on purpose to kind of watch themselves and say, hey, I don't have anything to do with this, the tips and whatnot. We're gonna do the reverse and be like, hey, you know what? This platform is designed to save people money so that they can buy more, but also generate better paying jobs. Take that into account because we want to create that relationship between the users, between the restaurant, the customer, and the driver. Kind of like a modern version of the milkman. It's not.
Yes,
It's not like so rigid and on such a low scale. We want to improve it, increase the benefit of our users because one, technology, but also knowledge. They
Right.
the customer is very much aware right now, especially because of what DoorDash did, uh, and they're highly motivated to make sure that to know that the driver is benefiting for the work. Most of the time, you can see that because they rather tip in cash than credit card because they know DoorDash is going to take a little piece. So the the users really once we expand to other offerings, it gives the drivers a lot more variety uh, to for work and for the customers to the opportunities to save and uh, to order whatever might be necessary. We've done groceries, small auto parts, um, couriers like paperwork, medicine, anything that fits in my little Honda Fit. But I do have other. My brother-in-law sometimes helps me. He's got a truck, and I have a farm that likes to send passion fruit from Bonzel to a restaurant distributor in San Diego.
Oh,
So yeah, we have the ability to branch out into other things, but right now the most fundamental the the amount that gets us going is $20,000 because
right.
$20,000 gets my engineer up and running, working. He's gonna get shares and become a founder, so he has got no problem. And we're gonna go and pre-register the restaurants in San Diego, either the regular fee or a legacy, $1,000 legacy lifetime membership with other perks. If we do 200 restaurants on that, we got our money. And then with that money, again, we just pay for our engineering and our marketing, and we let the users, the restaurant, the customer, and the driver, do one delivery per day. The restaurant to get back that 365 or $1,000 membership fee. The drivers, we're not going to charge them right now. We're actually going to give them a boost with the money that we raise, and the customer's going to be paying $5 for the delivery fee.
That's good. That's good.
That's a good plan, right?
Like the milkman, the
Yeah,
milkman would also bring your morning paper if you look at it, because it's something that is all together versus just himself. So,
exactly.
no, no, I really like the concept. It's a matter of, I think you do need to kind of have your presentation and be comfortable with the amount of money that you can get and then hit some of these groups.
Yep.
I'll look up and I'll get you some groups that for you to contact and go to their events or other stuff. So,
Thank you so
and
much,
I'll
sir.
also talk to a couple of people that have money uh, to invest in stuff like this too. So,
I'm excited, sir, because I
yeah.
actually, before I forget, if you can send me, or I already have your email, but I can add you to my Google Drive folder where I have my pitch deck. I have everything that I've been able to put together with the help of the Brink, and of course, it's a living document, so I'm always revising it. I'm always looking at it, and we have a small group of people who, most of them are Door Dashers or Uber Lyft drivers, and
Hmm.
my engineer is just an individual, but again, the SVA and the Brink, we have a few agencies with engineers that are more than willing to jump on board. Actually, one of them just said, "We'll sign anything you want. Just let us take a look under the hood." I'm all like, I actually,
That's
so I have two revenue streams right now, but I actually have other verticals, mainly uh, digital marketing, um, data mining, fintech, because we actually have our own utility token, and
oh,
this is something that we're going to be able to. Oh, and sponsorships because we want to connect with services that benefit our drivers. Drivers, as long as they stay on the road, making the wheel turn and earning that money, they're gonna be um, with us, and those are our money makers. There's 6 million drivers, and if we do the math, $1,200 times 6 million drivers, that's about
that,
$7.6 billion annually.
yeah, that's a good return. So,
And using 40% of that for customer acquisition and retention, it's something that nobody does. That's my castle and moat. Everything else um, can be replicated, but what makes myself my concept of defensible is the way I see business. I think that it pays to be nice. It pays much more to be nice, and I want to make it not just say it, but actually make it real.
No, that's that's the key. Happy customer and then happy restaurant, happy everybody, really. And it's a matter of being able to fulfill that. And the drivers would be happier too, versus being stuck with something. So,
It's stuck. Keyword. Unfortunately, there's nobody that's doing anything remotely to the benefit of the users. And that's another thing that I'm really gonna, in a bigger scale, it's we gotta do what we say we're gonna do, and being able to create that a fair system, but then be able to turn around and say, look, I'm not doing this to be nice. I'm doing this because I want you to be successful. Because if you're successful, if a restaurant's selling as much as they can possibly handle. The drivers are running left and right, just dropping off to customers, and our customers are being rewarded for being a good customer. I mean, I use ChatGPT a lot. I'm a big AI user. The thing that keeps going back to is saying you're creating a flywheel effect. This is self-sustaining ecosystem where people are going to be able to benefit uh, from knowing what the meaning of purchasing power is,
right.
and being able to effectuate that at their local communities, at their local restaurants, people who they might not know intimately, but they got to know them at least maybe by first name and appreciate their product. The driver who's running up and down like a crazy nut, making sure that the product is delivered because they know that the quality of it speaks for itself. They just need to complement it with an
Yes.
excellent service. And if there's an app that's behind that, not only making that possible, but saying, you know what, here's an extra because you're being a great customer. Here's in our token, and you can accumulate this, and you can use it to pay for a product, or you can use it to pay for services. And people just stays within in our system, and the end goal after that is to expand internationally. Really go after Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania, Australia. That's the
No,
goal.
it really would. It really would. So it's the same thing of in COVID, the restaurants that survived were the ones that realized they had to step out of their model.
They had to
Uh, yeah,
force them.
2.5, 3 years ago, my wife and I went up to Healdsburg, which is up in Northern California, wine country, and we went to a small Japanese restaurant that probably had 12 tables, and we sat at the sushi bar and was watching it. Though in the time we were there was probably 100 to goes that left the place. It was like a walk up window, and they organized it to be just as they had a whole group that did nothing but the to go orders, and then people inside. He said, we had nobody coming, so we said the only way this works, and they initially delivered themselves
Yeah,
until they got enough. And they said we had kids and everybody else delivering, but it became something because we could turn it around and be efficient. And it was literally like watching two restaurants working. And
yeah,
that's
side by
that's
side.
literally what he was saying. And he said, and the manager was a nice guy. He said, and we survived because of it.
Yeah, and that was
So
really the key. Delivery has been around for a while, even just the
yes,
phone and whatnot. It's just it was about the organization, finding the restaurant, the customer, and the driver in a place where they can meet and make everything happen. What we're trying to do now is to elevate that and really
yep,
make it where the users are the ones taking into account how much it costs, like the true value of our system, and utilizing it to their advantage. Where a restaurant can pay $1 a day to deliver as many orders as they can. As soon as they sell anything more than $1, they made that delivery fee back. For the customer,
precisely.
for the customer, to everybody needs to eat, at least once a day, but you know, at least 3 times is the norm. Maybe not the same time, maybe not the same foods, but through the app, we are able to see those and match them, start matching them, and suggest them. I have a customer who I call her and be like, "Hey, are you want coffee this morning? Because I know between 6:30 and 7, she's probably gonna need." And she, "Hey, you need." So now instead of making it a phone call, it's in our app. Hey, Brenda, um,
The
Robert
time for
and
your coffee. Yeah.
yeah, they're placing orders at 6:30, 7:30. Would you like to be part of this route? That way, you're only paying 50 cents. Our again, there's much more details to this because again, the reward is to the customer both to be generous and be pay full price, but also to assist the driver. So being able to use all this and put it together elevates the 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 possibility of what delivery could be
Yes.
for all users. And
Well,
for
you make
us,
everybody a participant.
yes,
They
that's
are the customer, but they're participating with people that are part of it. It isn't like calling a company and saying, "Hi, it's Bob Watts," and they go, "Who? What do you want?"
yeah,
No, Bob Watts pops up, and you see what Bob Watts is, and that's the key.
exactly. You just said something. I'm gonna look up my conversations with ChatGPT, but participants, and being able to put that reward into their pocket, and one, it keeps the money in our system. Nothing really leaves. Very little
Right.
money. But being able to do this allows our users to become containers of value,
Yes.
which excuse me, I've got a little something, which they can use later on for other purposes, other reasons. So um, this all sounds really good. The only thing, like I said, I need to find somebody with a little fuel and being able to see the vision and the opportunity because DoorDash just shot themselves in the foot by purchasing a company for $3.2 billion, which to
Yep.
me, I'll be like, why not spend it on their users, creating lower costs, discounts, promos, anything to start to fight against the artificial inflation that they're creating. But it's their
Right.
mentality. It's all up here. So yeah, this is what I'm really excited to do next, and I'm looking for help to get this up and running because we got the betas up and running, but we need that little extra boost to get us to the next stage.
Well, get me into your Google Docs. I'll do a little research and find you some groups, and also kind of put the word out of some people that I know that might be interested. So, and from my standpoint, I'm free. I'm not part of this. Any bit of money that's made is your money, not mine. Okay.
Well,
We're not
no,
here to be paid.
I know, and actually, that's one of the things that I find a little confusing, and I'm trying to wrap my head around because a lot of my advisors, not all of them, but a lot, most of them get it, and they get really excited, but they can't be investors.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
I can't do. So, yeah, it's
okay,
exactly right.
so let's get, but again, part of the Delaware C Corp is I'm going to create a board of advisors, the people that I can call upon. And honestly, sir, almost everybody who I've come in contact with, I'm going to be reaching out and be like, hey, I got this up and running. Would you want to be part of this, please? Because again, the value, the worth, the value that we can generate is substantial. The main thing that ChatGPT is telling me all the time, execution. You really just you need a good team, but after that, it's execution. You can do this with 20, 30, $50,000. You can almost do it almost with no money. You already have the app. You can let people use it. Give them only a limited time of use while you develop the app, and you're good to go. But you need execution. You need some credibility, and I think that's where the investor, they might not be like the ask might not be overwhelming in the money, but more in the participation, more in like
Yep,
who do they know and how can they connect us with them. So I think this
precisely.
is an exciting because we're doing 10 times ROI with in 18 to 24 months. Our goal is to go IPO, and they can purchase shares at 20% discount, and they can either sell outside or I can repurchase at a higher premium, or it's looking like we're gonna be giving a 20% dividend on our stock.
Yep. No, I think it'll work. So let me do a little work and I'll get it to you. And if you have any thoughts or questions,
I'll have
you've got the link to my calendar. Just set up a meeting.
I
So,
will, sir. I'll
all
send you
right.
that. I have your email, right? Because you sent it. You
Yeah,
sent
you
me an.
do. You do.
Okay, I'll add you to that drive and let me know what you think anytime.
I will.
All right, sir.
Okay, good.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Thank
Bye
you, sir.
bye.
Bye bye.